No, that's from yesterday.
Oh.
Sorry, I have Slack open, and Annie just noticed yesterday's Slack.
Are you still interested in a C920? I'm like, I think that's a model webcam.
Yeah, it's the one I have at home.
I think it's the one I have too.
So good morning, everyone. Hello, and welcome to the Daily Space. It will be good afternoon and good evening for others of you, but for us, it is far too bright, far too hot. Oh wow, why do people live here morning in Tucson, Arizona? Last night we had amazing storms sweep through, and in the process they knocked out the air conditioning in my particular part of the resort. So I woke up at 2 a.m. and I was like, oh dear God, it's warm in here. Why is it so warm? and my air conditioning thing was flashing error 04, and it was 2 a.m. and I really didn't want to switch rooms at 2 a.m. So I was like, okay, I'll try opening the doors. And I opened my patio doors and I realized I'm on the ground level. I have a block of cement that then opens to the desert that is filled with rattlesnakes, which are nocturnal.
You have a screen though.
I did have that, but so Stuart Robbins,
okay,
one of our team scientists,
okay,
had a rattlesnake open the screen door of his house.
Never mind. That is wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So snakes can open screen doors, people.
Nope.
So I noped hard at 2 a.m. and decided I'll just sleep poorly, which is indeed what happened. And there may not be enough coffee to fix today.
There's not enough coffee to fix today.
But we have good things to show you and bring you, starting with...
And Wayne cheered 100 bits, so...
Thank you, Wayne.
So, we're not throwing Cheerios at anyone, but we do have things to show you, so...
Yes. So what I have... What?
Larry says, damn GMO super snakes.
It's true. So I'm trying to figure out... Whoa.
Yeah, that's the bottom.
Okay, there we go. So this morning, Gavin walked up to us and said, your people seem to like Bennu, to which we said, yes. And he gave us this. We know it doesn't have enough rocks. We know it does not have enough rocks.
It will never have enough rocks. I'm just happy it's one solid piece. It might be hollow. I'm just happy it's one solid piece, because I was trying to joke that at least it wasn't a bunch of pieces put together, and whoever I was talking to, it went over their head. So
I do think somebody needs to create like a monkey bread of Bennu that we can just tear apart at some point and devour. Because really, monkey bread and Bennu aren't that different. One is held together through chemistry, the other is held together through gravity, but they are just lumps that are glommed together. Anyways, we now have a giant, fabulous Bennu, and our having it is temporary, because whichever of you did the most marks will get this after the encounter. You have to wait, because I want to use this on camera, or have Annie use this on camera, when they poke that angry vacuum cleaner at the surface of Bennu. But we have this, and we may have more, no promises, but we have got much of the loot crates, it turned out. So I believe it was Lightning Mane, or Light Mane, asked in the Bennu chat on our Discord, hey, when we finish mapping out Bennu, will this open a loot crate? Because that's something that happens in a lot of video games or treasure chests. They open when you level up. And it turned out with Bennu, there was indeed such a crate. And
oh shoot, I don't have everything handy.
So we're going to do let's show you all the stuff. Now while she's prepping that, it's all right over there. Oh. So while she's prepping that, I'm going to show you all the news we're not talking about today, but we'll bring you in detail on Tuesday. So I'm going to switch over to, this would normally be our slides, but instead what I'm showing you is the part of my inbox that is filled with new news. I received all of these stories since yesterday's Daily Space. Actually, I've received all of these stories since day before yesterday's Daily Space when we did science on Tuesday. I will be at Dragon Con tomorrow. We will be returning on Tuesday with a regular Daily Space show. and it will be an extended edition as we cover all the science that's currently staring at me in my inbox. Now, I do want to hit on one thing, or two things rather, that have been strongly in the news. One of those actually has a press release in here, and this comes to us from the James Webb Space Telescope, which has they finally put the two pieces of the observatory together such that the mirror, which is folded up to look strangely like a rather sad bird face. Like if Big Bird had a slightly depressed younger sibling, it would be the JWST mirror configuration. It has finally been mated to the folded up thermal blankets and primary spacecraft part. So when they say that Webb has been mated to its spacecraft, what they're talking about is there's the telescope part of the James Webb Space Telescope, and then there's all the thermal blankets, all the sun shields, and all of the avionics that allow them to control their positioning on orbit. Those have been put together for the first time. Now, in less happy news, and here I don't have a graphic or a press release to point to, we also found out that as of today, Thursday, what's the date? Thursday, August 29th, the U.S. Space Force, Space Command is a real thing that has become a real legislated thing with funding. And there are two parts to this. So the primary part you have likely read about is this is a new military branch, which means that the various parts of the different military branches, the Navy, the Air Force, the Army, I don't think the Marines really go into space, but the other parts have now, they're working to organize out of their different missions, having all the different parts that have been going into space, delivering spy satellites, delivering chemical tracers, all those different things. Those are getting pulled out of the separate military branches to remove any potential redundancy and create a new space command that is focused strictly on space-based protection of the United States interests. Now, there has been a lot of talk about how this isn't going to affect the NASA budget, but sometimes the costs get hidden because there's going to be a lot of people at NASA headquarters that are salaried 40 hours a day to do a whole myriad of different things. And they're going to be called to the Hill, they're going to be on committees, they're going to be providing oversight on how it is that Space Command is formulated, and it works in conjunction with NASA. So this will be affecting NASA's budget, and it's hard to say whether the bigger impact is going to be on the ultimate bottom line. I think JWST is a bigger impact on the bottom line, or on the availability of people at headquarters to work on other things they'd normally be working on. There will be delays in answering phone calls and answering emails as administrators are working on a new project that wasn't previously manned, budgeted, or staffed. So it's going to be interesting to see how this falls out over the coming months and years, and I don't think anyone knows exactly what the impact will be on NASA, but anyone who tells you there will be zero impact forgets that human beings having to attend committee meetings and telecons is an impact on your company, your organization, your agency's efficiency. Okay, stepping down off of that particular of the day, we're going to bring you happy things now. And Annie has the happy things.
So we're going to start, as we do, with, or as I have been, with top down, which I'm sorry, it's just easier that way. So the superheroes get these really nice t-shirts. Really nice t-shirts.
I love
all
these shirts.
All of the superheroes have gotten back to me with their shirt sizes. So yeah, so it's, I can't see the monitor, but I'm just going to hold this in front of my face.
You've got it.
So here's the front, and it is like a very nice athletic material. It's kind of like...
It's an active weave.
It's got different kind of thing going on the shoulder for some shoulders for some
Breathy reasons.
breathing reasons. That and like it helps like fashion wise. It's a little variety. Yeah, I have not had enough coffee.
These
And then
are
this is
so
the back.
awesome.
This is the back. Oh, and the active weave stuff also goes down the side. So yeah, it's nice.
Orex has two logos, one that looks like the Star Trek swoop and one involving dinosaurs. This is the Star Trek swoop design.
Okay. So those are the t-shirts that the superheroes are getting. And what else are this? So another thing that's superhero and hero. My first cup was decaf and I didn't know this. So
We're suffering. I
We're
had no
suffering.
AC in my hotel room.
so this is the launch pin, the commemorative launch pin.
Here, let me do.
Yeah, we'll do manual zoom. So it's a commemorative launch pin.
Please forgive Skycam. It's grouchy. It too has had a bad day.
Yeah, but Skycam got to sit in flowers the other day, so.
It's true.
So that's the commemorative launch pin. That's for heroes and above, simply because it's a limited quantity. Anything that's like heroes and above is literally because it's limited quantity. What does the fox say? The fox says a lot of different things. Now that's gonna be stuck in my head, but I guess it's better than Baby Shark.
Let's do this. I give up.
Oh no!
Pin down.
It's okay. Pin down, pin down. Kevlar asks, are these available for purchase?
No.
Right now we're showing the swag
That you did not know you were going to earn.
from the jump that we now have. And this is the Osiris Rex lanyard. Also for heroes and above. I think that's one of the most limited things we have. Which is why if you've gotten an email from me and you haven't replied or told me what you want, I'm going to be on your case because I'm trying to do inventory on the run. And then now we're down to stuff that rock stars and above. So that's anyone that's done 100 images, or not 100, 50 images or more. I'm sorry. So this is the mission pin. I think there's enough for, I'm gonna have to double check. I think there's enough for rock stars and above. Maybe not. I'm sorry if I make mistakes, but this for sure. Stickers, there's enough for everybody to have a sticker. That's the small sticker. There's the large sticker. Here is the info booklet. Info booklet.
So I love the booklet because it has a timeline of lies.
Oh man,
It's mostly truths, but a few lies.
you're very bitter about
It's very much five lies and a truth,
All right, so
or
this,
5 truths and a lie.
shoot. You're gonna have to shove back for that. So this is the papercraft stuff, and there is enough for everybody to have one of these. I know some of the people have opted out, but this is a papercraft. You can have a papercraft model of Bennu, or not of Bennu.
Of
Bennu.
Osiris
Of
Rex.
Osiris Rex. Show them the back cover though.
Yeah, that kind of.
It says to Bennu and back. To Bennu and back. Alright. And then, so we did large sticker, small sticker, both pins.
It
info
even has a
booklet.
star field for a backdrop for your little paper craft.
Info booklet so I guess we'll just, another option that we have, because we have a gazillion lanyards. CosmoQuest lanyard. And
And these are available for sale.
Stickers. It may not be this sticker, it may be a different sticker, but
we have many different stickers.
So that's all of the swag. And I see some chatter about mapping Bennu. So we talked to Karina today because Karina dropped these off, but I guess she couldn't stay to be
She
on
couldn't.
camera. Oh,
Yeah.
that's unfortunate.
She had a 10 a.m. meeting.
Oh yeah, no, she couldn't stay. Meetings are important.
Yeah.
Even though we hate them all. So we did talk to Karina, and turns out, wait for it, there's still more images. These are images that aren't they're not mission critical, they're just other images that, eventually.
So you heard, if you made the Wednesday We Finished It live stream where we drank on air and bobbled words, that was me, that while our 4,509 images were most of Bennu, there were a few regions that were excluded because they knew they couldn't be sample sites. These are regions that it wasn't possible for the spacecraft to get to, or they looked at and were like, F that. Sorry, we have to swear in relationship to the number of rocks on Bennu's surface. It is required morally. So looking at those particular images, they didn't give them to us. There's not that many of them. We will be getting these images back, and so we're going to be dividing and conquering those images that need to be done. There's going to be a few images that we look at the data that we got on Bennu mappers, and we're like, ooh, those were the early days. We're still learning. Let's do those again. So we're going to be putting those back into the system. And then for the superheroes among you, because it's easy to do a statistical quality check on your data, we're in the process of doing that statistical quality check, and you will be put into the mission critical team of doing site sample mapping, potential sample site mapping. Words are hard, people. Words are hard.
So yes, there will be Bennu mapping for everyone, and y'all can ignore that form now. You can ignore the form.
It's true. We will have 2 different sections of Bennu mapping. So we, at some point, I will likely confuse many of you with an email, just to warn you ahead of time. This is our reality.
So DPS, so how many masters is Bennu in total? Like, how many master's degrees? Is that what you're asking?
No, how many master images?
Oh!
I don't know. I need to ask Karina.
She did ask us if we had any questions, and we were just so caffeine and sleep deprived that we're like,
Yeah.
These are email questions.
Yeah, so they're in the process of building a complete mosaic, and the master images are going to have various amounts of overlap. And since the overlap from one master image to another is variable, I can't simply math it. So I will have to ask her, and she probably won't know until they put the full mosaic together.
Kevlar asks, if Bennu ejects rocks, etc., is the team comfortable with the landing zones if the landscape has been altered from new rocks?
So far, the things that they've seen ejected are more gravel-sized, and gravel-sized is what the spacecraft would like to pick up very much, please. So if it's ejecting gravel-sized and smaller, so think rock salt and grains of salt mixed together, that's the size distribution of the stuff that they're seeing thrown, from what I understand. That's not a real concern. It's annoying, but it's not a concern.
So I scrolled all the way back up to the top. Fenring asks, why did they shrink Bennu? They actually have the scale of its 1 to 1,684. They had to shrink Bennu.
The 3D printer they used isn't big enough to do a scale model.
But it's big enough to do 3 mini Bennus at once.
30.
Oh, that's right, 30. See, numbers are hard.
Yeah.
But 30 mini Bennus at once, which is amazing to me. They're like, oh yeah, we do a raft of 30. I was like, what? GMS. Super Snakes, why is chat being... Is it because I didn't pop it out?
Yeah.
Oh. Oof. Okay. I'm not popping it out, because then everything will go away.
Yeah.
I love that model. Do we actually like Bennu, though? Do we? Asked Larry. No.
It's kind of a love-hate relationship. I respect Bennu.
No. I have zero qualms about being completely honest about my hate of Bennu.
So I'm still, the epiphany I had while streaming yesterday that we were like, Bennu should die by fire, and then I realized it probably already has. And we're looking at its like remains. I gotta give it props for trying to asteroid. It's not the best asteroid, but it's trying really hard to asteroid.
DPI in relation to Space Force, that will probably mean, DPI says that will probably mean the U.S. military branches will spend more money than the next 12 largest militaries together instead of only the next 10. I'm not even going to comment on that.
Too soon. We're going to go with too soon as our response.
Bennu is fine as long as it is Nimbo.
I don't know what Nimbo means.
Open cage. What does Nimbo mean?
Not in my backyard. Back observatory?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not in my back orbit? That sounds... Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll go with that.
Nebula Cluster makes a comment, it's going to take a miracle for James Webb to unorigami once in space. I mean, they've studied that really a lot.
So one thing that happened early on in Webb is, and this was in the early days of me working as a journalist, we talked to people from the companies building JWST, and they'd always use the future tense about the unfolding. And at a certain point in the early 2000s, they would periodically screw up and use a past tense of the verbs as though this had already been a thing that had happened. And one of the unfounded, fun to think about rumors that can never be proven or disproven at this moment, but is fun. So I'm sharing a fun rumor that, take it how you will, is that there are spy spacecraft using a similar unfolding technology, and thus they've tested the unfolding technology. No one knows if this is true except for the people with sufficient clearance. I am not one of those. I just noticed the verb change that occurred, as did a lot of other journalists. And rumors are fun. It's all we've got sometimes, people. It's all we've got. So here is to really hoping hard there are spy satellites we don't know about that tested the unfolding.
I mean, it wouldn't be unprecedented. A lot of Hubble shares that same bus as a lot of spy satellites. That's why
WFIRST.
Yeah.
Yeah, and WFIRST has moved on to its next mission or stage.
Keyhole is the mission I'm thinking. The satellites and the mission I'm thinking that all share the same bus as Hubble. I guess instead of a Hubble pointing away that's the universe,
outwards,
it's pointing down at Earth.
Yes.
Words are hard. Oh my goodness. All right. So Open Cage comes back with not in my ballistic orbit. I
appreciate that.
I was close. Nebula Cluster says, "Oh, good. I am rooting for it. Good, good, good." DPI adds, "Bennu is what happens when an angry Buddha sneezes in his Zen garden."
I'm screen capturing that.
I'm glad you know how to screen capture, because I'm like, this is my beautiful new, to me, MacBook Air, and I'm like...
Yeah, no, you just need to send that to me at some point.
Okay, I would airdrop it, but you've actually...
Closed my airdrop.
Closed off airdrop. So for those of you that don't know, teenagers have this thing where they have iPhones, and if you have your airdrop open to everybody, like not just people in your contacts, because you can restrict it to people in your contacts, which would be okay. I'm in your contacts.
Yeah, yeah.
They tend to not do it to adults, but they will share memes and stuff through airdrop, and I find it awesome and hilarious, and I may have spent time in Vegas looking for people to airdrop with back and forth, other teenagers, and I only found 2 the entire time. So I was airdropping people on the plane, I was airdropping people in malls, I was airdropping people, but like anytime that I was bored and just sitting, I was like, I'm gonna airdrop. So before any of you worry, I was airdropping like cute little, super non-offensive memes, things you could show small children and your grandmother and not be embarrassed.
Yes.
Just to clarify, like a bird and a horse, and the bird asks the horse, "Want to play Pegasus?" And the bird hops on the back of the horse.
Yes, that is
things
awesome.
like that.
Yeah.
And I did a lot of I also had a horse that had an orange cone on its head that says, "I just want to be a unicorn," and I ended up with a whole bunch of really cool unicorn memes because I sent that out.
Yeah.
So
this is a new form of communications, people. If you're not ready to be part of this, close airdrop.
DPI says, "I don't always airdrop, but when I do, it's educational."
Yes.
Ooh, that's a new way of inflicting science.
So back when Whisper first came out and was less scary,
I don't know what Whisper is.
Whisper was social media is a stretch. It was a platform that you go on and everything is 100% anonymous.
Oh, that, yeah, because it's like pictures and then text over the pictures.
Right.
Okay.
And so we would go around the world, and it's locational. So it's like your community gets it, not the world. And we would randomly drop, if your night is dark, it's perfect for looking at stars. If it's bright, join CosmoQuest. Just random shit like that. So there may be airdropping in the future of educational science.
Also, if somebody does airdrop you something, you can reject it.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Twitter does have a filter bubble, but filter bubbles are okay sometimes for your own sanity.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Like a proprietary image board.
Yeah, sort of.
Whisper, not so much an image board because you could and you couldn't save things, but yeah.
But you can screen capture anything, so. Okay, we are running out of steam.
And yeah.
Tuesday, people. Tuesday will be the next major update of news. So here's what's going to be happening. Tomorrow, the two of us will be on airplanes, and I'll be flying out to Atlanta to attend Dragon Con, where I will be with Susie. We will bring you photos, images, updates over on Discord as we can. Annie is flying home, and next week, life gets back to normal after we enjoy our Labor Day weekend. So next Tuesday, the Daily Space will return with an extended edition, bringing you all the science news we have missed so far. And one of our goals is to start Tuesday with a new podcast version that is highly produced that will be going into iTunes, Spotify, all your favorite places to find a podcast. So stay tuned for that. If you want to support the show, the best way you can financially help us and get more bang for your buck is to follow us over on patreon.com/CosmoQuestX. The link is down below. The folks over on Patreon get any show notes that we write today. There are not show notes. You will be getting the podcast delivered to you via a RSS feed in Patreon before it goes live anywhere else. And we also give you first alerts to things that are coming up. So please consider supporting us over on Patreon. The second best way you can help us is with a sub right here on twitch.tv. So, yeah, we're basically brought to you by you. Your donations, your bits, your subs, your patronage all allows us, well, living wages are a nice thing. And thank you for letting us do this as our careers. And if you can't help financially, we get that. We kind of work for a nonprofit.
Yeah, inflict us on others.
Yeah.
You don't have to like them.
It's true.
Just inflict us on others.
And you never know whose life you're going to change with a little bit of science.
Thank you for the bits. I don't know why Streamlabs aren't popping up on.
Oh, I probably have the alerts behind again. I'm sorry.
But I'm trying to catch them in chat. I really am. And we don't have audio coming back out, so.
Yeah, so the alerts are now on the surface of the videos again. I am very, very sorry about that. So. Thank you, Kevlar! Yay!
Larry says, may the airline be kind to y'all.
We are hoping. We are hoping. So,
I'm going to be squished in the middle seat.
I haven't looked. So be good to one another. Make a science. You've already made a tremendous science. Inflict science on others. And yeah, I don't know what else to say other than I'm going to start the credits.
Isn't that so much easier?
Yes, it is. This is why you work with friends. It's so that you can learn all the tricks you don't already know.
Thank you, DPI. He's like, oh yeah, by the way, we archive everything on YouTube. He's pulling up the wall of text bits that we missed. Again, we're tired. Mornings are hard. We both fly out tomorrow.
Yeah.
So, thank you, Daddy Cupcake. Daddy Cupcake says, just want to say, you all are amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you. We try really hard. Some days are harder than others.
This is a hard day. I may not stream on Sunday.
No, we already are planning on you not streaming on Sunday.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because I said if I was streaming, it was going to be something like stupid simple.
Yeah, no, Labor Day weekend, people.
Oh, it is a holiday. Yes! I forgot about that.
So in a moment, we will be raiding over to EJ, who's at the Museum of Flight. And this is a reminder that we are going to be going to the Kennedy Space Center. In December, we are going to be asking you to help us raise money to pay for our admissions tickets. I am blowing out all of my Hilton points for us to stay a week so that we have a good chance of catching the launch of CRS-19, a resupply mission flown on a Falcon 9 launching out of Cape Canaveral. So life is good enough. and sometimes that's the best you can ask for. We are going to give it a raid, we're going to give it a go, and we're going to go find more coffee. So, wherever you are in the world, have a fabulous morning, evening, or afternoon. This is a production of the Planetary Science Institute, who may not want to be associated with this sleepy of an audience or of a host. I don't know
I was
how
going to
sleepy
say, I
you
don't
are.
think the audience is sleepy. They're pretty lively.
So, thank you. We will see you on the other side. And wow, thank goodness it's Thursday.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
I think I might go change my shirt. Oh, wait, we're still